Amanda, welcome to my channel. So Jessica asked me if I wanted to go ahead and collab with her on the pros and cons of project panning, and I was all about that. I don't remember if she got a comment. I think she did get a comment to do something like this, so I was definitely all for it because there are definitely some pros and some cons to project panning. For the first time ever, I actually had to take down notes because I tried to do this off the cuff and it just wasn't working. I was like, this is a mess. I must write down some notes. So what I decided to do is we're going to go ahead, we're going to talk about the cons of project panning, and then we're going to end on some happy notes with a bunch of pros. So I have it all here on my phone so I don't forget anything. The first negative thing to project panning is as you're panning, other things are getting older, which can be quite aggravating, but you know, we got ourselves into this mess is pretty much how I look at it, and the only way to get out of it is to project pan. You're gonna come across stuff that's gonna go bad, so you have to do things to go ahead and prevent things from going bad, or you know, start with your oldest stuff first and work your way up. The second thing that I've noticed actually from a few other videos that I've watched in the past is aggravation. People really do get aggravated that they are not able to use the new stuff that they bring in as their project panning because they feel guilty for forgetting about their project panning stuff, or you know, or they end up feeling guilty because the new stuff gets put into a drawer along with everything else and it gets older. So that's why, you know, I definitely recommend if you're going to project pan, you could be successful without a no-buy or a low-buy, but I highly recommend trying a no-buy because, you know, it just makes things easier and you don't feel guilty and you're not bringing in things that could potentially go bad before you even get a chance to pan it. And the last one is basically items that you haven't used is going bad. And that it goes for everything, especially lipsticks. You know, we all have so much lipstick and it's bound to happen. There are ways, you know, to go ahead and disinfect your lipsticks, which I did do, and if I remember, I'll have it linked up here in the cards somewhere, and so you can go ahead and check that out. But liquid lipsticks, that's gonna go bad, you know, and they do not last as long as regular lipsticks. They just don't. So if we've got 100 liquid lipsticks, something's going to go bad. It's just the way that it is. Now, that's pretty much the cons that I have listed. As far as the pros, there are just so many. And of course, all of these are just my opinion. The first one is something that I noticed right away is you get your money's worth. Whatever your goal is for your products, whether it's just to hit pan or to completely finish stuff, you get your money's worth and what you feel is your money's worth. And that's always nice. That is such an accomplishment to know that you did not waste money on this particular thing and you actually used it. One of the things is whenever you spend a lot of time with your collection, you find what really truly works for you and what doesn't work for you, and you could stop buying those things in the future. Definitely. I'm someone that didn't think that cool tones worked for me, and as I go on in project pan, I have found that cool tone eyeshadows works for me in a specific way, and so I love it now. So you learn that stuff about yourself. And the third thing is realizing how long it takes you to use up makeup to prevent overspending later. Now, this might not be for everybody, but I know for me, especially now, after I've been panning for so long, it definitely prevents overspending. Or whenever you're stocking up for the year, which I know a lot of project panners do, you know exactly how many foundations to get, moisturizer, things like that, because you've been panning for a while, and so you know how much you use, and you won't be surrounded by 50 million foundations and things like that. Also, one of the big things that I have found is it helps you curb your addiction to makeup, which is nice. And it also helps because the next one with the next one is you meet makeup lovers that have the same mindset. And which also helps you curb your makeup addiction, because you guys are talking about project panning and using up stuff and pumping each other up and lifting each other up and talking yourselves out of things. That's always nice, and I know it's helped me tremendously. Also, another thing is you learn how to be creative as far as how are you going to use certain things up. And I mean, for me, it started off with using an eyeshadow to set my concealer. It's things like that, or translucent powders that doesn't necessarily work for you. You could throw in a cream shadow in there and maybe it'll give you a little bit more pigmentation. You know, you just end up getting creative. Or, you know, if there's a nail polish you don't like, I recently went ahead and put some eyeshadows in here and it totally changed the color. So it went from light pink and like light green or something, and now it's these two colors. I mean, you just learn how to use stuff up because we have an overabundance of stuff. So do not be afraid to be creative. Also, one thing that actually the last thing that I have on my list pretty much is your eyesight gets really good. I know that a lot of project panners joke about that, but I swear to you it is true. Our eyesight becomes like 20/20 because we are on the hunt for that baby pan and something. We're like, is that a baby pan? Is that a baby? Oh my goodness, it's a baby pan. Do you guys remember that old commercial? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? And we'll be like upside down, sideways, whatever, looking at this eyeshadow or powder, looking for the smallest dot of baby pan. And whenever we find it, we get really excited. And of course, you know, I know that that's just a joke, but still, we become more observant, I think. And another thing that just kind of pops into my head that's helped me a lot is math. I am terrible at math. Terrible. But project panning has helped me with math because I track all of my items that I use up and how much it costs and everything, and I never did that before. I know you don't necessarily have to project pan on purpose, but it's really nice to go ahead and track stuff like that. And so now I'm still not good at math, but I'm able to actually do some math in my head, which I never thought I would be able to do. And that is because of project panning. That's all there is to it. So those are just a few of the pros and cons that I could think of to project panning. Be sure to go ahead and check out Jessica. I have no idea what her list is like, so I can't wait to watch. And if you guys have any pros and cons to project panning, go ahead and leave a comment down there, and we're gonna go ahead and talk about it. Because maybe I'll change your mind, maybe you'll change my mind, I don't know. But I would love to have some dialogue and see what you guys think. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye!